guys' day?
I slept all day.
Yeah?
It was really good. Or it was off work today.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to listen to her, like, ear-piercing voice on the phone.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Your coworker.
My coworker.
I feel like that says a lot about.
Well, it's like it's just
your
because her
relationship.
office is, like, right up against my room.
I see.
So I just wake up to, like, phone calls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this has nothing to do with me. Leave me
I don't
the
care
fuck
about
out of
this.
This
I'm
has
sorry.
nothing to do with me. It's so...
Whenever I hear somebody else's alarm, that's always what I think.
What? This is none of my business.
That's what happened, because I has to wake up at fucking 6 in the morning.
I think you should thank your lucky stars that with a snore like you still get to spend nights in bed with somebody that wakes up at 4 in the morning.
That's really fair.
Floyd was so, like, because he had to get up at 4 in the morning all the time for his job when he was working at Amazon. And yeah, no, there were many times where I'm like, yeah, I get it if he ever kicks me out. Like, I get it. That's not sustainable.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the bottle opener?
Oh, they're just Swiss offs.
Oh, I'm just a little baby dumb.
Oh, they are. Look at that.
Oh.
I thought so too. I'm like, oh no, what are we gonna...
Sorry, we needed our
It's like
top to
that
tell
thing.
us. 2 bottles waiting for their top to give direction.
Yeah.
They're like,
You need instructions on
just
phallic
waiting,
objects,
just like-
I understand.
yes, exactly. I'm like, well, no, what do I do with it?
You
Tell
gotta
me what to
twist
do.
it.
Stop it.
They really like when you twist it like an Indian rug burn. There has to be a more PC term for that, right? Did you guys grow
Indian
up
burn, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do the...
Yeah, I hated that. That was like my very
It has
least
to be like
favorite.
a
hand
better-
to arm friction twist.
Yes.
You know,
The kids
dumb
on the
name.
playground will be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hand to arm friction
It
twist.
just rolls right off the tongue.
Rolls
yeah.
right off the tongue. Easy
And-
for first graders to say.
An HTA twist. A hata.
Hata.
Hata. Hata.
Yeah,
Honestly, I like
Hata.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
It
hata.
goes, yeah.
Hata.
Wait, speaking of acronyms, do you guys know OTPHJ, right?
Wait, what?
OTPHJ.
No.
No.
Oh, I thought this was common knowledge, and I'm now realizing the more people I talk to, it's not.
OTP.
HJ.
Okay, no. What's
Over
what-
the pants hand job.
Oh.
So just like rubbing.
Yeah.
I mean,
heavy
why
petting?
wouldn't you just dry hump? I wouldn't. I'd
Yeah.
just be like,
What are we
can
doing?
just
I
do
feel
this
like-
together, and
Yeah.
then we both
Well-
win. We'll both go to the finish line together.
There you
Together.
go.
Well, that was like I'm 16 and we're in the movies type of thing.
Okay.
Like it's like
It's like a high
I want
school,
a little
like-
OTPHJ, like that type of
That's-
shit.
That's yeah. I get.
Has anyone ever said that out loud?
Yeah. To
Like IRL?
Actually, my ex-boyfriend, the one that we have to kill in Minecraft,
Yeah,
said OTPHJ.
It like in work, like out, like spoke it.
As an
Wow.
adult.
Jail.
Dude, that'd be a fun episode if we actually created Minecraft accounts and like we have an episode of us just in Minecraft trying to figure out how to kill.
It would be really, really funny.
We'd have to enlist somebody's help that's into Minecraft.
Yeah,
If
I
there's
don't-
anyone that's into Minecraft, comment in the section below. Oh yeah, welcome.
Just on a hunch, Gabe Jervis.
Just on a
Yeah, I get that. I get that feeling.
Just on
Actually,
a
actually.
hunch.
his girlfriend. You would think it's him. His girlfriend's the gamer in
Oh,
their
really?
relationship, really. So
Oh.
maybe her.
I'm
Okay.
also a threat to their relationship for his sake. I want her.
Really?
She's hot, isn't she? I
She's
feel like I
really
saw a
hot.
picture of her before. And
Anyway,
she was
welcome
very
to
pretty.
Kung Pao and Puff Girls.
There you go. There you go.
Are we supposed to clap or something?
Oh, yes, thank you. Do you want to do the
Okay.
clap?
I'll do the clap. I have to unhook my little.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, you had your bisexual hooks on.
I did. Yeah.
It's true. That is
Yeah.
kind of the sign.
The bisexual
My
Fingerless,
little thumb
fingerless
holes, yeah.
gloves.
Yeah.
Dude, I love these.
Yeah.
This
You're
is
either Big J Okerson or a bisexual woman. You can't be
two
anyone
categories.
else. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Yeah,
really
because
funny.
Big J Okerson is kind of low-key bisexual mask dream. Just
Yeah?
a little bit. I
mean, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Big J could get it, I think.
Who are we talking about?
I have
I
interesting
don't know
tastes,
this
though.
person.
Big
it's a
J
comedian,
Okerson?
right? I can picture what they look like.
Yeah, he, I think he's part of the Legion of Skanks.
Maybe I'm thinking
yeah,
someone
the
else
Legion
then.
of
I don't
Skanks
know.
is him, right?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the Legion of Skanks is.
Really?
No.
like-
Is that like Skankfest?
It's I think they're the
Okay.
ones that run Skink. Everybody is gonna be
Oh
like,
yeah,
these
like yeah,
bitches don't.
no,
Yeah.
and honestly, whatever. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know comedy as well as I
No,
should.
I am-
maybe, but
I'm
like
the most
in terms
annoying
of that
comedian.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so annoying because I don't know like anything about comedy, and I continue to do it and do it well, and that's
Yeah.
fucking awful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that
it's-
sucks.
It kind of reminds me of like when you have a job and they tell you about reorgs and you're like, this doesn't affect me. They're like,
Yeah.
well, now this person's under this person, these divisions are this. I'm like, does it like matter to what I'm doing now?
Right.
Okay, there's not gonna be a quiz.
Yeah. Then like,
Then why
what
the
are we doing?
fuck do I
Yeah.
care?
Like
I
if
don't
someone's
understand.
funny, they're funny. I want to watch them.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm not gonna like.
If I hear one more person
Yeah.
talk about fucking Stavros, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that guy.
Is he funny? Everything
He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. It's just
He's
like
funny.
he's like
I can picture what
it's
that guy
just
looks like.
everyone like the fact that I'm not super hype about him makes everyone mad.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm like, what do you?
mean, he's cool.
Calm down. That's how I feel. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's fine.
Hmm.
I think he's funny,
Yeah.
but I'm not following all his shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm more
I don't-
Josh Johnson if I'm gonna like freak out
Josh
about seeing
Johnson's
somebody.
very. Yeah, I like him.
I'm gonna freak about Josh Johnson.
I know who that is,
I
like,
do-
yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like I see. Yeah, for actually a few years since I started doing comedy, I've known who that is.
yeah.
But
him, him and Big J, I would see.
Yeah.
And that's funny because they're kind of like
Are they?
seemingly opposites, but I don't think so because they're more stream of consciousness
yeah,
people.
I don't think I've never seen Big J Okerson stand up.
Oh yeah, and also if there's anyone that can just wing it, he can. He has like
That's
he's
cool.
on that Patrice O'Neal shit.
Nice,
He's like that
okay.
villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
Cool.
like if Patrice O'Neal was born to a white family in High Topic.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
That sounds like my
Super
kind of
cool.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know Patrice O'Neal used to like write.
I actually know
for-
Patrice O'Neal.
Really?
Me too.
New, but yeah. But he used to write for WWF or WWE. But
Oh, really?
Yeah, he used
Oh,
to
that's
write
funny.
for wrestling. So
I didn't know they had like writers for that.
yeah, it was
I mean,
the
I guess-
original scripted reality, really.
Hey,
Yeah.
baby, not real.
No,
No.
Well, she just thought it was
Maybe.
more improv, probably.
shit.
I thought they just kind of were like, just goofing. I thought that's what they were just hanging
just
out,
new boot
goofing.
goofing.
Yeah,
Just
love new boot goofing.
Yeah.
New boot
Yeah.
goofing.
Yeah,
Boot goofing.
That's how I feel when I wear my little moon boots.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the big. I almost wore them today.
they're
but
kind of
they-
like puffy. They're like a winter coat, but boot. Is
Yeah,
that what
winter
those
coat
are?
boot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
like
they make
those.
me look like a Bratz doll when I wear them.
any boot that makes you
I,
feel like a Bratz.
I wear
doll is-
I wear big shirt, little pant, big boot.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
a Bratz doll.
Dude, I used to have a joke because I was coming up with like the little quick things that you say about yourself when you first get on stage.
Yeah.
And one of them I tried for a while was Skippy Rose. I know it sounds like a Bratz doll's name, but because it does.
yeah.
Skippy Rose
absolutely
definitely
does.
sounds
It
like a
actually
Bratz
does.
doll's
Yeah.
name.
It really does.
I'm surprised it wasn't actually.
Actually, maybe there is. Actually, if any, that would be such a cute. I come up with cute Valentine's gifts for myself, and then I just try and drop hints and like.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
what you want for Valentine's Day, boo? What are we doing?
How about you custom make a Bratz doll for me? Oh, that's our manager. She really
manager's here. Like it literally went like in my mouth. It was just like hot plastic.
That doesn't sound like a good sign. Yeah.
No, that was a straight carcinogen to the dome.
I
Also,
really-
that's the first time the manager's gonna see my atrocious car, so we'll see if that if this relationship stays. If I get
Oh, does
fired.
he have a nice car?
Yeah.
It is funny how
Yeah,
men
but mine's,
overall
like,
have, the,
Have nicer,
My
well-kept
car's
cars. Yeah.
My car is an episode of Hoarders at this point.
Same.
Yeah.
Like it's like not an exaggeration. My car is an episode of Hoarders.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, "You're a gross person,
dude. So like, I've always been like a living out of my car kind of person. You
Yeah,
know what I
me
mean?
too, yeah.
Because until like, unless I'm in like a good relationship with somebody I live with, I'm just always outside of the house. So,
Right,
That's
yeah.
how I am. I
Yeah.
need everything in my car at all times, and also like I'm eating in my car. I'm doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 3 degrees outside. I'm not gonna be like, well, time to throw all the stuff out.
Right.
But
Yeah.
when I started dating Floyd, right, so there was like a bunch of shit like blocking like my rear like mirrors and things like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, you have to clear that out. You're gonna get pulled over." I'm like, "What?"
You're like, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
It's
And
not
he's
a
like,
thing.
"No, that's totally a thing." I'm like, Oh, because the white and the black. That's a black. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
And you're like, oh, I don't have to worry.
I was like, if they started pulling over white chicks for blocking their rearview mirrors, the
Honestly,
entire prison system would immediately be over flooded.
Oh, yeah.
And because of all of our care and demeanors, reform in the prisons would happen
Immediately.
immediately. Because there'd just be like white chicks with messy cars that flood the system. We're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Right.
I'm calling my parole officer.
Actually,
Like,
yeah. There's parole officers are like,
Yeah.
I can't deal with this anymore. All of these needy white bitches. I just can't, man.
Skylar keeps crying on the phone to me because she hates her bed.
Yeah.
It's a bench. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
There are no Squishmallows. Not one. I get no stuffing. No stuffing. No stuffing.
Yeah.
I was like,
how am I supposed to be in prison in these conditions?
in these conditions. How am I supposed to be an inmate in these conditions?
Right.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
I'm a checked out mate right now.
Yeah.
I can't poopy because there's no private. I haven't poopied in weeks.
Honestly, that seems like the worst part.
Yeah,
Is having to poop in front of someone else.
It would more be like, I
mean-
wouldn't have a problem with, I would just feel rude. I'd be like, you know I don't want to do this,
Yeah.
right? To like a roommate.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a nervous peer. Like if there's someone
Yeah.
else, like if I go, that's why I go to the bathroom by myself. Is because if there's someone else, like if there's another presence, it's harder to do. So I can only imagine
I'm
how
not
hard
a
it would be to
nervous
take a
peer,
shit.
but I am a nervous pooper.
Yeah.
I can't, guys. I be pooping.
Who can just
Dude.
like let one go like in the presence of someone else without
I
any?
can't-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
nuts.
I'm that well, like, so I'll go into bathrooms and I think it's weird because, like, I'll know that there's someone in the stall next to me,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? And clearly they're not peeing, so they're sitting there for a while
Yeah.
to poop, I am
Yes.
assuming. And I'm in there and I'm doing my thing and I'm like, they've been here before me and they haven't made one little noise. And it's
Yeah.
like they wait for me to leave the bathroom.
That's me.
Before-
That's hi.
I
Like,
was also
I
sitting
know
there
what
with
you're in
Emma.
here.
Yeah,
we were
we're all
having a
just-
stare off,
yeah.
waiting for.
One time I had a lady come out and she like realized someone had been in the bathroom while she was pooping.
Yeah.
And she immediately started apologizing. I'm like,
Like,
this is wild.
It's
This
okay.
is
It's the
wild.
bathroom,
This is the whole
Society
purpose
has done
of the
for us.
room.
right.
Is there a
Literally.
manager yelling? No, that's Miss Rachel.
Okay.
All right, cool. The other manager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We have 2 managers.
There's a lot of
A lot of hootenanny.
A lot of
today.
management.
yeah. But
happening.
that's why we have the mics, so they shouldn't be able to hear the stuff
Yeah.
in theory. I think.
Nah.
I don't know. We're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of, I like that try was TRY.
Yes. Well, that's much
We
less
set
pressure.
the bar impeccably low.
We did.
So that when we put out an episode and no one caught on fire, everyone was like,
Dude.
you guys are fantastic. You guys
Nowhere
are
to go
fucking
but up.
electric.
Yeah.
This was one of the greatest podcasts
Fucking
I've ever
electric.
listened to.
Well, I think we all just agreed. It's like we're just gonna let it happen,
Yeah,
and if
dude.
we think an episode's a dud, we won't release it, and that way,
Yeah.
Did you put out the last week's?
No. I like listened to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
it would be too alienating. I guess
Yeah.
just as a PSA, it's try weekly because we're gonna try weekly.
Yes.
But then you were sick the one week, and then the next week I was like, oh, I want to make a mocktail because try January. It's been going so well. I'm gonna be a better mom this year. New year, but and then yeah, the last episode was more about, we talked about period stuff like 4 different times. And
Oh,
I
shut
didn't even
up.
Is
realize-
the limit 3 times?
I didn't realize we did. I thought we just kind of grazed over
We
it.
did not.
Yeah, that's
It
funny.
was like
I don't even remember what we talked about,
it
honestly.
was like it was just
Well, because we were
we
talking
talked about sex a lot, like in detail.
Okay.
And like all the guys are like, why did you release this?
No, please.
You know, one of the first rules of comedy that Floyd taught me is you don't want to fucking talk about having sex around people that don't have sex. They don't want to fucking hear
That's
it.
true.
That's
yeah.
true.
So,
That's true.
yeah.
We're not gonna bring up boothang. No boothang.
No
Alright.
blue thang things.
No
No.
boothang things.
Even though, like, yeah, it's freaking Valentine's Day, but we're going to fruit.
Oh, yeah,
Muskegon.
Muskegon, yeah.
Muskegon it.
On Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yes.
That's so
I
funny.
love
Wait,
it.
what's on Valentine's Day?
Emma and I are going to a gig in Muskegon.
Which
Why didn't you guys invite me?
I figured that you had a Valentine's Day. It was just one person. 20 minutes.
I
I'm
don't-
sorry. Next time I will ask you.
Hey,
I
what the
don't-
fuck, guy?
Look,
fuck, guys?
can we just cut really quick?
Remember when we had that whole conversation about being more mindful about gigs and not taking it? Yeah, this is one of those
Remember how we
times.
agreed that we were never going to take it unless all three of us are booked on something?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought
we're
this
just
was...
never gonna take
Yeah.
gigs again.
Well, because there can only be one woman that's funny.
Obviously.
On any gig.
Obviously,
Yes.
Yeah.
unless they label it a woman's only show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
have
then
to
they get a
declare
medal of honor.
It. Yeah, I
I
think
mean-
that's a rule. They have to declare it like a women's night or
Of
a
course.
ladies'
Yeah.
night.
You have to
There's
have
gonna
the
be more than
word
one.
woman in the title.
I wish that they did that with male comics, because then they'd be like doofus night.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dicks.
Hey yo, we got dumbass night every Friday.
I just put a sock in my pants and like, I'm one of you, fellow bros.
I'm stupid as fuck. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Honestly, we'd probably get booked more if we did that.
Dude.
if we stuffed her.
Yeah.
The funny
crotch
thing,
They'd be like, holy shit, you got such a big dick. You want to be on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the funny thing would be like doofus night. The real thing would be like rapist or rapist adjacent night.
Rapist adjacent and RA.
Rapist.
It works on 2 levels.
Rapist adjacent night, and the feeling's right. Rapist adjacent night. Oh, what a night.
Dude, in comedy, they could have one of those every night.
Every
honestly.
night,
Yeah.
every night, because it's like I didn't do it, but I am apologizing on behalf.
Of one for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Rapist apologist. A race and adjacent apologist in RAA.
Racist adjacent.
Rapist
Racist,
adjacent.
rapist.
That's such a tongue twister.
Rapist adjacent
That's a
apologist.
good, like,
Rapist
yeah.
adjacent
yeah.
apologist.
Apologist.
Rapist adjacent apologist. Oh, I do have good
Rapist
news for everybody.
What?
I want a hard pivot.
Good
Yeah,
pivot,
that's
girl.
good.
Do it.
I don't think we can say rape more than like 10 times an episode before YouTube flags it. So
Yeah.
go for it.
I had an audition yesterday.
Oh yeah, I
Ooh.
totally forgot to do that.
For what?
Were you gonna audition for that?
was-
Yes. Oh yeah, we
Oh,
talked
there was
about
something
it.
at Planet Ant or something.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw
That's
that.
alright.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd it go?
I like. Okay, so I went in.
Not your best work.
And I didn't know what I was doing, and there were a lot of people there that like I knew and like we know that like have been acting and stuff before, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh. And I realized that like normally it's like one person reads and everyone's out of the room. Everyone was just in the room. It
Oh,
was
no.
very, and then I realized like someone went before me, and then I read, and then someone else read. Or I think 4 people read, and I went second. And I realized that I read the part that I was auditioning for way different than everyone else.
But you never know what they're looking for is the whole thing. You
'Cause
gotta
I-
stick
Exactly,
to whatever
yeah.
your
Because I
vision
pulled
is.
from, like,
Right.
my, I was like, this is my interpretation of what.
Yeah.
But that's what
This
they're looking for.
means-
When
Right.
they're auditioning people, what they're really auditioning isn't like, at least
It's
in
how
my
you-
mind,
yeah.
like you're not auditioning for like, is this person the best actor?
Right.
It's like, who's like bringing me the interpretation that I was really looking for, or I
Yeah.
think is the best
Yeah.
for the role.
Like that we like how they play the character
Yeah,
rather
like, or
than
they're-
just
yeah.
Well,
It's
it was
like
really-
typecasting in a way.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because there was only one role that, like, I really felt like I would fit in. The other ones, I was like, that's a big ask.
Yeah.
Especially because I've never acted in anything before. I was like, this is the
Yeah.
only one I feel like I could maybe do okay. But then they
Might
had,
end
like,
up getting a different part though.
Right.
they had like Bachelorette number 1, 2, and 3, which is like they show up very briefly in like a speed dating thing, and I'm
Okay.
like, if all else fails, I'll be Bachelorette 1, 2, or 3, and
Yeah.
I'll be excited to do it. Or this is a learning opportunity, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
And
totally.
then I go in, and the director is like, so. Ignore Bachelorette 1, 2, and 3. I'm giving those parts to the crew. Everyone's just auditioning for main parts. Awesome.
And you're like,
No thanks.
yeah.
Well, it's
That's
true
right.
because crew. Well, I see why they do that because crew has to be present at every practice, even though it's
Right.
not super relevant.
So might
Yeah.
as well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
might as well give
Yeah,
them.
that makes sense.
It's like a very quick, like you have a couple lines, and that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all you do for the whole show. So I auditioned for it's the 2 leads. It's basically about like these like 2 like lesbians that end up like falling in love, but there's like a bunch of other stuff like about it. There's like a therapist. Like they basically like make a suicide pact and then end up falling in love.
Ah, nice.
You hate life too? It's like we have so much in common.
That's yeah.
Well, it's
Let's kiss and then kill
That's how
ourselves.
comedians get together.
Yeah.
truly
You don't want to live either. Tell me more.
that's really hot. I like that.
No.
It's cool though because it's like apparently in that world it's like anytime someone dies, like someone else has to die. So it's like if you commit suicide, it's a crime.
Okay.
So and then they were like, I'm really
but
depressed.
mutual killing.
Yeah. So it's like if we do it at the same time, like that's kind of it.
Cancel each other out.
Yeah. So it's like I read for this character, and like all the description said was manic lesbian. I said I can do that. I can do that.
You're like,
hopefully.
yeah.
I can do that. And then they ended up emailing us later that, like, they were like, same night.
I'm gonna go help our manager.
Help the manager.
Yeah.
Second, just really quick.
You're good. Do you want to tell the rest of it now, or do you want to wait until she gets back?
I don't know. What they about me? I love talking.
That's true. No, what happened? Just tell me.
Okay, so I
So you got the email.
They said they would email like by the end of the night.
Yeah.
And then I got the email like literally that same night. And it was like, if you are receiving this email, I was like, okay, yeah, here it goes. And it was like, you have been cast in this play. Roles, Skylar, Lucille, the manic lesbian. I got the fucking lead.
Dude! Oh, yeah!
Yeah, I did.
Yay!
I was like, what the fuck?
That's awesome,
What
dude.
the fuck? It was so weird.
Aw.
I was like, that's annoying. But that's an annoying thing I do. It's like, I try something, and then I'm like, well, I'm going to do it there.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
That's how you
yeah.
should.
Right.
It's like it's like how like the first paid gig I did was like the Future of Comedy show. Like that's annoying. That's annoying. And then it's like, oh, the first play you're doing, you're gonna be the lead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's great.
What do they say? Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you land amongst the stars.
Boom.
So.
Hell
And
yeah.
people don't shoot for the moon, and a lot of times the moon is open.
Well, people
Yeah.
keep telling you shouldn't shoot for the moon. You should be so grateful to look at these
Yeah.
lower hanging stars. And
Right.
it's like,
Fuck you.
the only one telling you to do that are the people that can't get the moon.
Yeah, that are jealous that they can't get the moon.
And I'm over here looking like DreamWorks fishing on the moon.
Yeah.
Looking like fucking
Just be up there, just
fishing on the
fucking-
moon. Fishing on the moon. I'm like Shrek.
Wait, Shrek wasn't the one on the moon, though.
Wait.
Wait, what, is he?
There's people that go. There's a moon sub.
So the DreamWorks intro is a crescent moon, and it's
Yeah.
a man sitting
Yeah.
fishing on the moon.
Is Shrek himself ever up there?
I don't. They change it in
That is
the
true.
opening of
Okay.
Shrek to
Probably
something.
Puss in Boots.
No, Puss in Boots isn't in the first one. Puss in Boots
Oh,
comes
yeah.
later. Puss in
Yeah.
Boots is in second or third. There's like 5 of them.
I've only
Piggies.
seen up to the third. Shrek the Third, great movie.
Also, no, because Shrek 4 Ever After is great.
Haven't seen
All
that
the
one.
Shreks.
Can't
really.
comment on that Shrek.
That took over the world for a long time. Shrek.
As it
I was
should.
supposed to go to Shrek Rave on Saturday.
yeah.
There's a Shrek rave?
There was a Shrek Rave. I'm happy I didn't go because my friends ended up staying for, I kid you not, a half hour and then going to a different bar.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. They're like, let's get all dialed up, and you're like, all right, I'm going to this event, gonna get psyched, and then you're there, and you're all in costume, and you're like, this is lame. Let's go to this other thing, even though you already paid for parking and everything.
And you're like,
Yeah. Well, it's also like I am in that friend group. I am resident young person,
Oh,
so they
you
didn't
don't get to make decisions.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all, because they're the ones who drive and have, like, money most of the time.
Yeah, so you just kind of got to go along.
Well, because
yeah.
most of the time, like, I'm going with, like, Shara and stuff, and she's like, got us drinks. And I'm like, I love you. I got to get in the car. I drove us. Yay!
That's the best, honestly. Having somebody else just, like, be
Yeah,
responsible.
Take care.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the take care of everything. She just.
That's great.
Those people usually hate me.
Really?
Why?
Because I like
Does he challenge that?
like when I'm actually partying, I get, well, you guys have probably seen it, like when I'm in a really party mood, I get like really flighty, and I'm like, you never know where I'm gonna be. Like, over there,
You just, like, take off
dark
running.
corner,
Yeah.
go on my own little ventures, come
Yeah.
back with like sticks and twigs in my hair. Where were you? Oh, random construction site. Don't worry about it. And like,
I'm in the
it's
same
like,
way.
No, you need to stay close. They try to mom me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, and then I'm more flighty and rebellious.
Oh no, my friends, they understand. They're like, she'll come back.
Oh, okay.
She'll
so
come
they
back.
understand.
Yeah. This I'm
That
a
is
boomer. And
nice.
it's,
Yeah.
but if it's a really extended
I hate
period
those
of time.
like rave moms that try and like really
No.
bother you, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you're being insulting.
No,
right
because
now.
Shira's also
I
a
don't-
runner, and she's like, and most of the time I run with her, so it's fine. Like, but like if we're in a group and I flee, and I was like she'll come back, and if she doesn't come back, I have her location on her phone or shoot her a text. Where you
That's
at?
true.
There you go.
It's fine.
That's true. Yeah, you keep your phone charged, so that's
Yeah.
80% of the battle.
80% of the battle, yeah.
I've never been to a rave. I'm just not realizing.
Yeah. Never
Yeah.
like a music festival?
Not really.
Or...
I've never had any a music festival. Sure, if it's like, you know, like artists I like or whatever. But
You don't like
just
any
like-
electronics?
Would you go to, like,
Any
Lollapalooza?
dancey music?
I'd go to Lollapalooza. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the dance, I don't know. It's just never.
Do you
It's never
hate
appealed to
dance?
me.
Yeah.
Do you hate joy?
I love dancing, but not to like EDM. I think it's like I want like
Hey.
songs that I know. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. It is a style where it's like people like you can kind of like the chain smokers about it,
Yeah.
or you love it or you hate it. Like,
Yeah.
the only middle ground is like the chain smokers, where it's like that's
Mhm.
not really, but it's as close as the
Yeah.
general public can get.
I mean, I think like I get it. Like I understand the appeal. Like especially when you add drugs into the mix. Like
I don't do drugs,
Yeah, that's
which
what.
surprises a lot of people.
I feel like that will be the only way in which I like could really understand like going to a rave is like being.
Do you guys
like,
want to do Molly and go to a rave?
No,
I've never done
Molly.
Molly.
Oh, Molly's...
Molly sounds fun, but not at a rave.
Yeah.
What
Like-
do you want to do Molly at like a jazz?
I don't know. I just
school?
are raves stinky. I feel like raves are stinky.
Rave stinky.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I don't like going to like karate or like martial arts play. Like everyone's.
Yeah.
it's, like,
You're
stinky,
not
you know?
wrong.
Well, every time I go to a rave, I'm like, this is just like karate class.
I don't know why that's where my brain went. I just thought of like everyone
This
running
is
around
just
barefoot
like kids
sweating.
jujitsu.
And
And it's Skrillex on.
you know what this really reminds me of?
This really reminds me of 12 to 15-year-old
I just-
jujitsu.
Well, yeah, their parents drop them off. They
Yeah.
DJ.
the DJ.
Yeah.
The bar
Shut
when
the
you-
DJ.
Yeah.
DJ Dojo. Yeah.
DJ Dojo.
Yeah.
DJ Dojo.
This is how I feel. I just don't like Molly because, like, I mean, I've I did my fair share of partying, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I always did like acid and stuff like that because like
Can't do it.
with alcohol, with acid, mushrooms, all the other things other than Molly,
Mm-hmm.
like the friends that you make whilst on that substance, the next day when you're sober, you're still like, oh, I see why we partied together.
Okay.
Like I still vibe with you, right? But with like Molly, there's an artificial vibe that it gives you with people.
Oh, is it?
And so the next day you'll be like, why the fuck did I
Why
even
was-
listen to you talk for 5 minutes?
Oh, but it makes my brain does that naturally sometimes. Mental illness.
Oh yeah, I get that.
But yeah, exactly.
I think
And the hangover. The
Yeah, doesn't it
sadness
just
you
takes
feel.
all your fucking
Doesn't
You're
dopamine
borrowing
and serotonin
happiness
and
from
fucking.
the next day. That's all alcohol.
Yeah.
They're just
It is.
borrowing happiness.
That's true. Actually, yeah,
So,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pay for it.
yeah,
in
I
one
think
way
if
or
I did
another.
Molly, because my brain already has a really hard time regulating dopamine levels,
Mm-hmm.
I think if I, like, basically, I would just be, like, self-inducing mania.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came down, I would either stay manic,
Mm-hmm.
or I would be in the deepest depression I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
And it would be a very deep fall from grace.
Yeah.
And neither of those are good.
No,
Because too good is bad, and too bad is bad.
that's true. That is true.
It's
Yeah.
it's like when you open up like 6 credit cards and max them all out, and now you have 12 missed payments, and now your credit card score is really bad, and now you'll never probably own a house.
Nah,
Just like that.
just like that.
Just like
Yeah.
that. Well, Shara told me to call them and tell them, like, I have can you please just take one of them, like, just call them and tell them, like, I have like a mental health disorder, like, please. I wasn't there when I did it.
Please get rid of my debt.
I was
Please.
there, but wasn't there.
I was there
Right.
but wasn't there. Like, I literally, like, I will give you like my diagnosis from my doctor. Like, I
So you
really
need a doctor's note.
I had a manic episode.
It'd be
and I-
hilarious if you could use doctor's notes to like restore your credit.
Yeah, right.
I was going through a time.
I was going through a time.
I have a note, and they're
Yeah.
just like, "That's not." If we refunded everybody that made bad decisions because of their mood,
We wouldn't.
we
be in
wouldn't make
business.
money.
Also
Yeah.
pay them. Also pay them. I just need the missed payments off because 12.
I think you can bargain once it goes to collections. That's when you can actually bargain with them, and you're like, "I know I owe you 30,000, but what do you say about 10,000?"
Start
Once they're in
negotiating.
collections, you can kind of barter with them.
Well, because the missed payments don't fall off your credit score for like 7 years.
Yep. Yeah, so that's why you
That's why
don't
I'm-
co-sign, because every time that one dude, my ex, missed a payment, it hit my credit.
Oh God.
And I had to explain to him
Yeah.
what a co-sign meant. He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize."
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's got to be a really hard lesson to learn, not to co-sign with a man. That's got to be.
I stand by it still, even
Okay.
though it was dumb, but also it's just like he wasn't gonna be able to get a new
Aw.
car any other way. So I still feel
That's
like I
sweet.
did the right thing, even though he
You
wasn't
did
a
more.
great
I mean,
person.
yeah.
But maybe he's better. I think he's a better person because I showed him that you can't just be nice and not
you can't just
see
be a
the
good
reward
person.
and be okay.
I can show you empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done acid either. I would like to try
My favorite.
acid.
Can I
and
just hang out with you guys while you guys do drugs? Can we have like a drug episode?
That'd be fun.
Can we have a drug episode?
I'll be like, hey, so I'm gonna go play with my hula hoop over here. And I'm just gonna be playing glow toys in the back.
No, I think it'd be
while
really
you
funny
guys
if we
talk.
did it in the summertime, so we could be like outside, and then that way it's like you have to watch the video.
Oh,
because
that'd be fun.
But like you guys can do drugs. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm already a little silly as it is.
I'm just naturally a bit silly.
I'll be fine.
Do a small mushroom tea. Like
I
just
don't
a
know.
slight mushroom. You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
got
not
some
a lot.
mushrooms at my house. I've never done mushrooms, but I have some at home that I have yet to try because I'm
I'm afraid
afraid.
to do mushrooms. Any
I'm
sort
afraid,
of
yeah.
like
My tummy gets upset. But
Oh,
I,
yeah?
I feel like I'm a rarity in that. Like,
Yeah?
yeah, I puke every time.
Aw.
You
So
take
that I don't get
mushrooms?
high.
Yeah,
'Cause I
because you
puke
just
to them and I'm
immediately,
like,
yeah. Well, I guess maybe that's your body telling you, like, hey, man, this isn't going to
I
go
know,
well.
but acid, it's just like,
Yeah? You're like, oh.
but acids, it's like
Goes right
12
down.
hours. You know what I mean? And shrooms, it's more like
6 to 8, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. So it's like, it's more like planning that you have to do.
That's true, yeah.
Also, way less expensive because $10 to $15 will last 12 hours with acid.
Nice.
I mean, as far as bang for your buck goes,
Yeah.
broke people should do acid.
broke people do drugs.
listening?
Skippy Rose just said it.
I'm just saying, if
You know how homeless people are always on drugs? It's because Skippy Rose told
Yeah.
them to.
yeah, for Christmas, I just go to freaking 8 Mile here, 8 Mile in
Like,
Woodward,
oh
and
my
hand out,
gosh.
here's acid. And there's just a bunch of homeless people on acid. That's great.
It's like, holy shit, your life fucking sucks. You should probably be doing drugs right now. Like, it's,
They're gonna be like, breaking news. What locals are calling Satan Claus drives down 8 Mile giving acid to homeless people.
Satan Claus.
We're already on crack.
No, I'll like, give it to him and be like, hey, be in a safe space when you do.
That's my problem.
Hey,
I
man,
don't
just be
have
safe.
a space.
Just be safe while you do it.
it.
You're in my home under the overpass.
Can you leave? Yeah.
The dog just looks at me like,
Not again.
ruh Shaggy. Like,
The dog's like Cujo.
Yeah, no. For whatever, it's one of those things. It's the only thing I really missed when I was pregnant. Like, yeah, drinking, sure, and all of that stuff. But I was like, God, I want to do anything. But there's no way. It's not like you can just be like, this won't mess my kid up.
No, just Molly one time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she comes out just sad permanently.
Molly whopping in the house tonight.
I feel like it must work the opposite. Like, they say stress and depression, like, when you're pregnant is really bad for your baby. But, like,
Yeah.
I was, like, it was a rough time for me.
Yeah.
And, yeah, she came out super happy. So, I don't know. Maybe it's
She's
the other
just
way
like,
around.
she took your
She
happiness.
stole my happiness. Hey.
She took all of that happiness.
I mean, I
and-
wasn't using it.
Yeah.
For good,
She
at
was
least.
like, she dusted it off. She's like, I'm gonna take.
Hey, you're not. This is.
She's like,
this
oh, no
seems
one's been
way
using
back in the-
this.
It's blocked by all the trauma
Yeah,
bookshelves.
let me just, yeah.
I'm just gonna use this. Okay, Mama, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, like literally, like a movie goes.
Yeah.
All the dust flies off of
There
it.
should be an Inside Out, but like a baby being born, just taking
Yeah.
all of mom's chemicals. Be like, these are my core memories now.
And it's Joy being like, ah, ah, ah.
Just being ripped from my body.
Did you guys see Inside Out too?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't either. Did you like it?
Yes, I actually went and
I
saw
heard
it with
very good
Floyd, and
things.
Floyd was like, "This is really good."
Aw,
actually. So,
that's
yeah.
sweet.
I want to go see it.
It's really good metaphors, like of how like stress can be like an anxiety can be a good thing in
Yeah.
moderation.
Mhm.
Like it helps you be better at stuff, but then like
Yeah.
when it gets you so caught up, like
Yeah.
it's like too many buttons at once, and you need.
That's cool. I like that there's a kids movie like that.
I
Yeah.
actually had to learn the lesson that sometimes anxiety is good because I was on
It's a superpower.
I was on like too many SSRIs and it made me too numb.
Yeah.
And I started not giving a shit about anything and I almost lost my job. And then I stopped taking my medicine and I was like, I care about my job.
You're like, oh shit.
I care about
You didn't do that
things.
shit cold turkey, did you?
Yeah. Girl, the brain zaps.
Yeah, the brain cells were okay, but it wasn't. It was.
I mean, it worked out, obviously.
I mean,
It
yeah,
did.
so you're here.
It
yeah,
was
but
It was unintentional because I lost my health insurance. I couldn't get my prescription
all
refilled.
right. So
That's
it
It
so
wasn't
fucked
on
up.
purpose.
That's
that's
insane.
so fucked.
Incredibly.
That's so incredibly.
I did, but I have health insurance now. Everything's okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I got health insurance, but like, yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, bah, and then I didn't file in time, and then I had to wait. But now it's in the new year, so now it's like 2025. So I had like a good 6 months.
You can't really skip like a dose of SSRIs either, can you?
No, or
I was on
like just
Lexapro?
any. Oh,
Yeah.
Lexapro. Oh,
I
that'll
tried
take your-
Lexapro for a few days.
Yeah.
Lexapro made me fucking fat.
Well, you have to
I hate
wait.
Lexapro.
Like,
I
at
know
least
it
a
takes
month.
weeks, but like I had I was taking Lexapro. I was also on Wellbutrin. I'm still on Wellbutrin.
I love my
I
Wellbutrin.
love
Wait.
Wellbutrin.
Shout out Wellbutrin.
Wellbutrin.
I want
She is that
Wellbutrin
girl.
so bad because that's the happy, horny, skinny drug. Lexapro made me
Yeah,
so
happy,
fat,
horny,
and I was
skinny
so
drug.
mad.
Their marketing is spot on.
Yeah.
And also, so it was originally developed as a smoking cessation drug. Fun
Yes,
fact.
I've read that.
But
Yeah.
you had a bad day with Lexapro, you said?
Oh yeah, because I hadn't been on Wellbutrin that long, and I was trying the Lexapro, but I also had a cold at the same time that I was trying this Lexapro, right? So I took some cold medicine,
Oh,
and then
sometimes.
also because I didn't even think about it, I wasn't thinking, and then
No.
also I take an edible every night, so I popped a little edible in there,
Oh.
and it was not a good mix. I think I had serotonin. I'm almost positive I had serotonin syndrome.
Oh, because you get really hot and flush.
Like really hot and
Yeah.
like these like jerk. It was like almost seizure like
Yeah.
movements. I've never felt like that in my life.
Oh God.
Freaks me out so bad. And I know it's not the Lexapro's fault. Like it's my
No.
fault for like ingesting
Doing
that many
everything
things.
else.
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
freaked me out so bad that I'm like, I'm not even gonna. I stopped taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So none of that for me. The Wellbutrin, it's great though. Wellbutrin works.
Yeah.
It's been working for me for years.
'Cause it
like,
doesn't-
But that's because you guys are.
Huh.
And now you guys are so skinny and happy and horny.
I've gotten fatter since I got on Wellbutrin, so I don't know what to tell you.
Oh,
Yeah, I think, because I've been on, like, different kinds of meds since I was, like, 14, 15. And
Yeah.
then, like, I found Wellbutrin when I was, like, 22. Like, it was, like, the right mix.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
feel like all the other drugs, like, you would feel more numb. But Wellbutrin,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think changes when you feel happy or sad.
Yeah.
I feel like all it does is, like, that impulse, like,
Yeah.
to dive down a path.
Yes.
Like, it gives you, like, 10 seconds of clarity
Yes.
before you do that.
Yeah.
So it gives you 10 seconds more of being like, what am I really mad about here? Like, is this...
Yeah.
It just gives you, like, a little bit more time.
Helps with the impulse
Yeah.
control.
It helps with impulse. But that's why it was originally marketed
as
a
smoking
s-
cessation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have bipolar
should-
impulse control problems really bad.
I wonder if Wellbutrin's good for bipolar. I don't know.
It's usually... I mean...
It's like used off label for like ADHD too. I don't know if that helps so
Yes.
much with ADHD.
Well, it's just...
I was on one for a while, and but they put me on a it starts with a P maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's... I know the generic forms. It's never, like...
Oh,
I take
what it is.
bupropion.
Bupropion is the generic for Wellbutrin.
Yeah.
But I always forget the
Prozac.
others.
Yeah.
Prozac.
Prozac. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I got misdiagnosed.
That'll kill you at man and lady boners.
Yeah.
I know that
Yeah, that's
one.
what I've heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, I had a really so I got put on Adderall and Prozac because I got misdiagnosed with anxiety when I was supposed to be diagnosed with bipolar. I do have ADHD,
Okay. Yeah.
but like that's the thing is
But they're very different, bipolar versus
Right.
other
yeah
things.
Yeah.
yes because it was like
That's why you get diagnosed and don't self-diagnose yourself with the internet.
Yeah. Go to the doctor, man.
Go to the
Jesus
doctor.
Christ.
Yeah.
and sometimes the doctor's wrong. You have to go to a different one.
Sometimes you gotta go to a couple.
Sometimes you gotta go to a couple.
Yeah.
It's like online dating. Like
yeah.
the first one.
Just gotta-
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, if not Tinder, try Hinge.
Yeah.
That's how it is with doctors. Well, I took Prozac and Adderall, and I was taking it all the time, and it was just like serotonin. Projected me into the worst manic episode I've ever had in my life. But like I felt like God. And
Yeah.
like I make jokes where I'm like I was God.
Like you genuinely believe.
That's when I got my tramp stamp. That's when I got my boob job. That's when I was like
productive.
oh my gosh, I
makes
had no
sense.
appetite. I
Yeah.
wasn't eating. I was skinny as a needle. Skinny
Yeah.
as a needle. I was like, all I need is vape and liquor. God, I'm so good. I'm working so fucking fast.
And you're
You
trying for a Coolidge
kiss me,
errand.
and you kiss me. We're in love. I hate you. Like it was like really awesome, actually.
That sounds
You're
Actually,
like
you know what?
21, right? That track.
Yeah, you can.
I was 20. I had just turned 23. I was so like still early 20s.
Yeah.
But pandemic, you have to subtract 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
was 21.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at the pandemic for taking one of our hot years.
I am very sorry. I like the whole time I was in the pandemic, I'm like, I can't even imagine people in the early 20s. I'm like, that would fucking so.
Fucking 23. Yeah, I was 23.
Oh, those are
like 22 going on 23.
It's the fucking up the club year. Oh,
I know.
I'm so,
my last year of college, like, yeah.
And then none of us came out of the pandemic with the same party attitude, really.
I did because I was stuck at home with my parents the whole time. So, like, I was fucking ready to...
You were just, like, in the cage, like...
Yes, I was gnawing at the bars of my enclosure. and that is, when I start, like, I did start drinking a bit more, started going out more, started comedy, so...
Yeah. I had the opposite thing. Like, I had a... What's the thing that, when you're scared to go outside?
Agoraphobia.
Yes.
I actually... Well, because I got into an abusive relationship in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And so after, like, I had developed like a very like slight agoraphobia.
Yeah.
During that.
Mm-hmm.
Because so it's like I can leave my house, but it's also like I can only go to work and I can only go to my house. If I had to go someplace that I wasn't familiar with, I couldn't do it. I couldn't drive on the highway.
Oh.
I couldn't it's
like what you get used to. I think part of it is just like
I still can't go to the grocery store. That's the only thing that like stuck.
Yeah.
Really.
It's like I kicked everything.
Go to trashier grocery stores, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's way less pressure. You go in there and half the people are missing teeth and hitting their kids. You don't feel like a weird one.
I'm doing okay. Yeah.
They're like, they're not paying attention
really
to me
weird.
at all.
Like I go in there and I'm like, it feels like
overwhelming.
Oh my gosh, it feels like there's danger heavily present. It feels like everyone's looking at me. I start to get like tunnel vision. I can't breathe. I can hear everybody. It's weird. And I don't get that with anything else.
Just the grocery store.
But I also used to get like heavily abused in the grocery store.
Well, that may have something to
maybe
do
that
with
might have
it.
something to do with it.
Oh,
yeah.
in the grocery store?
Uh-huh.
Dude, like the public humiliation, like...
Yeah. I
love
can't go
that.
into a Kroger.
I get
goodness.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't go into Joann Fabrics for a long time.
My mom used
That's
to
a
hit me in
different
Joann
story.
Fabrics, but I can still go in there. I'm like, Mexican moms, am I right?
So that's probably why I feel safer in public spaces, because my mom would be like, just wait.
And you're like, if we're Joann Fabrics, we're
Something
safe.
about a Mexican mom. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck.
No, my bruises raw on the inside where you can't see them.
Yeah, I get that.
Mom.
But I feel like my social anxiety got worse after the pandemic, for sure.
For sure.
And I don't think that's fully come back. I still, like, I was thinking about that. Every time I, like, go to, like, an open mic or something where, like, I know a lot of people there, for the first, like, 20 minutes I'm there, I just feel, like, just really overwhelmed and just, like, I can't, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to act, like, I don't know who to make out. It's just, I feel very uncomfortable.
But then you see me and you're like,
and then
oh,
I'm like,
my
everything
baby,
okay.
everything's okay, and I love
yes.
you, and we're so good.
Yes, and then I see Skylar, and then everything's okay.
I used to be a lot more bubbly, and then I guess I had a boyfriend get into my head because he kept telling me that, like, everybody thinks you're trying too hard and everybody actually thinks you're a dick and all this other stuff. And it just, he said it with such sincerity that it just, like, and it still hasn't quite, like, faded.
I get that.
So, like, yeah, it's, like, messed up. Well, you were saying the other day, and I'm like, I knew it. I was like, I knew, because Skylight came over because I was, like, needed, like, a girl talk or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're just so, like, misunderstood compared to everyone else in the comedy scene. I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good. Well, I mean, it's good to know because I'm like, my paranoid thoughts are real.
It was like validation for your paranoia.
No, but it's, I mean, it's, yeah, everybody thinks I'm like cold and stuff, and I'm like, or, you know, I'm just trying not to like.
I've never perceived you as cold.
No.
Even when I didn't know you well.
Yeah, I'm not, I won't like speak unless spoken to depending on my mood. Like sometimes I need people to come to me because then I know, oh, you do want to talk.
Yeah.
Because if I go to you, I'm not going to have like I need a prompt. You know what I mean? I need a prompt to do a conversation.
I can't
because
it's
all
hard
the
to just
prompts
go
in
up.
my head are bad. So I can't start a conversation.
Something needs to,
or else it's going to make you sad. So
when I first started like making friends as an adult, I never did. Like like we talked about it.
Yeah.
But all I knew was like, okay, gotta make friends, and so I kind of just been using like playground rules.
Yeah.
And it's worked. I go up to people and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Skylar. I don't know you. What's your name?"
Dude, that's the best way to go about it, honestly.
And it's like, and then they're like, I'm like, "Oh my god, that's cool. We're here at the same time. What do you like to do?"
oh my lord!
I do kid on the playground.
That no, I didn't have a great playground experience as a child. Might surprise you. I was like the most
I don't remember
bullied so
any of it,
much
so.
up until like 6th, 7th grade.
Aw.
Like I'm talking like kindergarten to 6th, 7th grade. Like,
Oh, wow.
heavily bullied to like the point where like they put me inside during recess and made me just hang out in their office rather than like do something about the bullying. They're just
Skippy,
like,
that's so sad.
well, since you're the common problem.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it was like
you did that thing where like I don't remember it, and then you said something, and then it made me. Never mind.
Oh no, and then like in 4th grade, actually a teacher like took pity upon me, and she gave me like a special little notebook, and she's like, whenever anybody's mean to you, I want you to write it in this notebook, and I'll read the notebook, and that way, you know what I mean?
Really
that way you
sweet.
don't have to like feel like you have to tattle or like,
Yeah.
you know, because I wasn't interested in tattling, but it would just be like people would
Hey.
clearly see it.
Right.
You know what
This
I mean?
happened. Yeah.
You know,
And,
you gave me a special little notebook.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I gave.
I love my special little notebook. I have it.
Do you also use it to write down when someone's mean to you?
No, I write shitty jokes in it.
That's what you do. You give a comic a notebook. We're gonna write some.
You
shitty
give a
jokes
mouse
in
a
it.
cookie, you give a comic a notebook.
Loki, what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I'm sad I didn't do it this year. I was preoccupado with the baby, but yeah.
What? Starting a new like comedy notebook? Like a
Well,
little...
just like giving people little cute.
Oh yeah.
little cute gifts.
Oh, that's
little
cute. Yeah.
notebooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
very
got yours
cute.
right.
I don't think so. Little.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
made
no.
you one.
Did you?
Yeah,
Aw.
he was like you, Skylar, Patty Rooney, like a few other people.
Oh no, I never got
Yeah,
one.
and I just bought like just random like little notebooks. That
They're
were,
like
Yeah.
this big.
Is that you asked for my address one time?
Yeah.
And I gave it to you, but I never got anything, so I didn't know.
Whatever.
Because I responded really late because that's what I do.
Oh yeah, you did
And
tell me you never.
So
got
I'm
it.
like, oh, she
Oh,
must have just.
wow.
It's too late.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's my own.
Yeah, it was just
thing.
like I put like custom stickers that I thought people would like on their
That's so
notebooks.
sweet.
Mine is like
Yeah.
sky blue, which I was like, that's really
Aw.
cute. I know that's on purpose.
Yeah.
That's really
And
cute.
it's
Had a lot of
it's-
SpongeBob things on it.
Yeah,
Nice.
mine's Patrick going like, and then it has Mike, prison Mike.
Yeah.
on it. I'm like, that's real. I like this.
Yeah.
That feels like me.
I'm so
There's one other thing on it, but I can't remember.
Worst part of prison was the Dementors.
And the lack of squishmallows. God, I hate it.
I like the idea of a Dementor going up to somebody with mental health issues and,
And
then
just
like
looking like-
breaking after,
yeah.
like grabbing its head, being like, ah, I can't see.
And then the person's
girl's
like,
I feel
"Ah."
so lifted.
Like I feel lighter. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
A Dementor after
Honestly-
talking to an angry white woman in prison.
Yeah.
That's what we will do, the Dementors.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
That's a great episode of The Office.
It's
I
so
was thinking
good.
about. I honestly like because when people ask you about like your like influences in comedy or whatever, like I feel like you just think about like, or at least I do, like stand-ups. Like as opposed, but then I was thinking about it today. I'm like, damn, like I loved The Office so much
I think
when I was
it's
in high
more-
school. Yeah, I think it like had a deep impact on like my sense of humor.
Yeah.
That makes
Like,
sense.
do you guys feel like that about any shows?
Flight of the Conchords.
Okay, I've never seen it. My dad likes that show.
Animaniacs.
My dad likes that show.
Yeah, Animaniacs. I haven't seen that
For
one either.
sure. Yeah, that was like my childhood cartoon that I obsessively watched.
Was that
from-
Cartoon Network?
It was on public access actually.
Okay.
It was just a
don't know
WB20 when Channel
Yeah,
20 was a thing. But yeah, it just had like a lot of like adult humor, but they were like a lot of zippy one-liners that
Yeah.
were like a little bit cynical, a little bit kinky,
Yeah,
and yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah,
And that
Fun.
like that impacted you, and you're like,
Oh,
you like absorbed.
1000%.
Yeah.
I am like that. Definitely catapulted me
Yeah,
towards a different that. And I mean, like, my favorite movies growing up were, like, Wayne's World and Uncle Buck and
yeah.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
more ridiculous.
I grew up
Wayne's
with the
World,
Jim
yeah.
Carrey movies, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I have a lot of silly,
silly.
like
Yeah,
see that.
Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Liar Liar, like all
Yeah.
that.
See that.
It's good.
you said Liar Liar. I thought of Big Fat Liar. I thought that
That one too.
that's a great movie.
I want to paint a
That's-
bitch blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
Amanda
Oh,
Bynes.
the Amanda Show. The Amanda Show was a
Yes,
pretty big
that's what I
influence
watched
on
as a
me,
child, too. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Loved The
all
Amanda
that?
Show.
Why am I even forgetting this? All
I never
that.
watched a lot of all that. I was more like the Amanda Show is when like
I wasn't allowed to watch either of those.
no,
No.
oh,
Yeah.
because she's just a little baby.
Little baby.
I was a
too
baby and my
young.
mom was weirdly religious.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
And
yeah.
but in the way where it like wasn't consistent, because like I was
Yeah.
allowed to watch SpongeBob, which a lot of people
a
with
lot of
Christian
religious kids weren't. Yeah,
No, I was allowed to watch that with no problem.
You watch VeggieTales? Assume a lot of VeggieTales were involved. It's funny. Both of my parents are like agnostic, or like I was raised purposefully secular. Watched a lot of VeggieTales.
Because VeggieTales fucks,
Didn't
dude.
realize VeggieTales had any kind of Christian undertones until I got older.
VeggieTales fucks, dude.
It was good. It's a great...
VeggieTales is the best.
Dude.
I remember being so
had
young
movies.
and thinking VeggieTales was lame just because it was Christian. I remember being like 6 or 7 and thinking things
fuck
were
you.
lame because they were
That
Christian.
shit rules, dude.
Which is insane for a 6 and 7-year-old to already think
have
God's
that,
lame.
yeah.
How does it feel to be Daria at
funny.
6? That's awesome.
That's true. I think I was Daria.
You like already knew. You were like,
I used to actually have a catchphrase where I said I hate my life, and everybody would be like, it's cute because she's 6.
You're like, we don't need to look into this at all.
Okay, so the manager just texted me, if you don't shut the fuck up about VeggieTales. So I think we gotta wrap. I think we gotta wrap soon.
VeggieTales, it is ingrained into my childhood. There's an episode of VeggieTales where there's the boogeyman, or like God is stronger than the boogeyman or some shit.
And he is.
I saw it at such a young age
in stats
that like
or, like...
I'm not like trying to be funny. Like I genuinely, when I pictured like God as a child, I pictured the boogeyman from VeggieTales, because in my like it was like twist. I'm like, oh, that's God, and it's just like this big like square like celery kind of looking ass. Like in my head, it was just like a fuzzy boogeyman from VeggieTales. I'm like, that's God,
so
not a human being.
With a white beard.
No, just like a big
Weird
white square.
celery root.
Yeah. That like kind of resembles Frankenstein a little bit.
I am Father God.
Yeah.
I am the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Amen. I don't think
Cauliflower.
that's what they intended children to pick up after watching that.
I love VeggieTales so fucking much. I love it.
A good show.
The funniest part about it is that, like, when they were making the show, they had to consult with obviously like a religious figure, like a priest or something, and they had to completely change the show because he said God loves all of his creations in the Bible, right? Uh-huh. God did not create talking vegetables. So the VeggieTales, if you watch it, they can never say God loves me. They have to break the fourth wall and be like, God loves you.
God hates us. God wants us to burn.
God hates us and we're an abomination.
That's so funny.
It's like really funny.
It's hilarious.
And the studio for VeggieTales in Nashville, oh God, I'm so... Oh, I have VeggieTales autism. That sucks, dude. Who the fuck?
No, I think it's more God autism. You know exactly who God loves and who doesn't.
Yeah.
I got Gautism.
Gautism.
God.
Talking cucumbers, burning in hell.
Dude, I was...
Disgusting.
I kind of had a crush on Larry the cucumber.
Did you?
I kind of had a crush on Larry. I want to shove that little cucumber up my butt.
Your butt?
I'm a butt.
That's aggressive.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to be, oh yeah, your butt out of everything.
I didn't eat anything today, and I'm 2 beers deep.
Carrot, if anything. But I don't
know.
Well, because Bob the tomato, he's going to squish. I can't do anything with Bob.
Hey, man, he could do something.
He could watch.
Bob's a cuck.
Tomatoes are meant for marinating.
I need food.
That's a great way. I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with wrapping it. All right.
We're ending with fucking Larry the cucumber.
Be watching in the corner because they marinate. That's a good ending. The kind of deep insights you can expect on Kung Pao and Puff Girls. I think we did better at not alienating people that don't.
Yeah, we didn't talk about periods that much.
No,
no, we just talked about dumb shit.
Yeah,
I think this is the mental health episode. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
There you go.
And it's like this. They said it's the mental health episode. Why do they talk about VeggieTales for fucking 20 minutes? Mental health. They talk about VeggieTales and acid. That's all.
Dude, can you imagine watching VeggieTales on acid? I would never be able to eat vegetables again.
Like, they know. They know when God's mad at me.
Yeah. Dude, vegetables can feel pain.